It's not what you do every now and then that makes a difference in your life. It's what you do every single day on a consistent and regular basis. Today we're going to talk about the power of consistency and how you can develop it. Let's get started. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Alex Brown, and today I want to share with you a simple principle that has had a profound impact on my life. It is called the compound effect. Now, there is actually a book written on this topic called The Compound Effect by a man named Darren Hardy. This is a principle that I've actually been applying in my life before I even discovered the book. But the principle basically states that, as I said in the intro, it's not what you do every now and then that makes a difference in your life. It's what you do every single day. And I want to share with you a quick story that perfectly illustrates the power of this principle. So when I was about 24 years old, 24, 23, something like that, I read a book that completely changed my life. And it's actually right here. It's called The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. This book changed my entire world. But I didn't realize it was going to have such a profound impact on me when I was reading it. We'll get to this a little bit later, but as most of you already know, or if you don't know already, I'm a rapper. It's something that I've been extremely passionate about since I was a kid, and something that I still love today. And at the time when I was reading this book, I was basically a nobody, meaning I could hardly get a gig or a performance. DJs, club promoters, and event marketers were ignoring me and blowing me off constantly. I had no connections within the music scene within my city. I was a nobody. Nobody knew who I was, nobody cared. But then I came across a passage in this book that completely changed everything. And I actually want to share it with you right now. So check it out. Spend at least 1 hour a day doing whatever it is you simply love to do. What you deeply feel you need to do in your heart, in spite of your daily duties that seem to constrain you. However, be forewarned, you may discover that you don't or can't do it. That in fact, your fantasy of your future life is simply a fantasy. That quote taunted me, because there was no way on God's green earth that my dream of being a rapper was just a fantasy. So I took on that challenge. I made a promise to myself that from that day going forward, every single day I was going to practice my craft for 1 hour, and that's exactly what I did. It didn't matter if I was sick as a dog. It didn't matter if I got laid off from work. It didn't even matter if my girl left me. I got that practice time in no matter what, every single day. And when you want to know something, for the first 6 months to a year, nothing happened. But once I reached that 1 year mark, there was a shift in the way that I was able to engage my audience. There was a change in the way people perceived me when I was on stage. And not only that, but instead of me having to go out and chase people for shows and performances and gigs, all of a sudden, those same DJs and club promoters and event marketers that were blowing me off, I all of a sudden saw their names in my inbox, in Facebook, in email, in Instagram, asking me to perform at their shows, their events, and whatever else they had going on. It was the most weird phenomenon. Like the tables had completely turned. I was getting invited to perform at lounges, cafes, bars, weddings, birthday parties, summer camps for kids, assemblies for kids at school, believe it or not, on live radio, freestyle battle rap competitions where I was actually winning quite building my name through these battle rap competitions. And it even got to a point where I got hired as an in-house performer at a nightclub downtown. And so my whole world had completely changed after about 2 years of me practicing my craft for an hour a day. Now, I don't say this to brag, even though it totally sounds like I'm bragging, but I wanted to share my story with you because it illustrates the principle of the compound effect. It shows you how powerful your daily actions really are over a prolonged period of time, over a sustained amount of time. I didn't do anything special here. There was nothing that I did that was out of the ordinary. It was just those little tiny actions of me just practicing an hour a day, every day consistently. That was it. And you have this exact same ability. Whatever it is that you want to do, there was something that you want, there was a goal that you want, there was something you want to achieve, whatever it is, you can make it happen. But it all comes down to those little tiny daily actions that you do day in and day out. It all comes down to that daily discipline, all right? So now that you understand the power of the compound effect, how do we actually get our habits in alignment? How do we actually do that to the point where we're on autopilot, where we just do the damn action whether we feel like it or not, where we can just sit back and let time handle the rest for us? Well, it's actually quite simple. It's not easy, but it's very simple. I want to present to you the 100-day challenge. I actually talk about this challenge in depth in my book, The Disciplined Mind, which you can pre-order right now on Amazon. There's a link in the description. I'll put that in there so you can go check it out. But basically the 100-day challenge is a challenge you give to yourself where for 100 consecutive days, you are practicing whatever behavior is in alignment with what it is that you want. All right, so maybe let's say your goal is to run a marathon. All right, it's your first marathon, you're nervous, but you're excited. So, all right, cool. So your goal is for 100 days leading up to that marathon, you are gonna go out and you're gonna run for 10 minutes. We're gonna start small. This is an important point. You wanna start small in the beginning. 10 minutes every single day. This allows the behavior to slowly weave itself into your identity. And that's the most important thing. You need to make the behavior a part of who you are. You need to make it a part of your self-image. Tony Robbins says people will always act in alignment with who they perceive themselves to be, whether that view is accurate or not. We will always act in alignment with who we think that we are. Now, how do we build our self-image? By acting that way. It's the most rudimentary thing, and I know it sounds really too simple to be true, but the fact of the matter is you have to act the way that you want to be. Bob Dylan has a great quote, act the way you want to be, and soon you will be the way you act. And that's why I recommend that you start small. Start small with that daily discipline, and then you build up with it or add on to it over time. So going back to our marathon example, you're running you're running every single day, 10 minutes a day. You do that for 1 week, and then after that, add another 5 minutes. And then after week 2, add another 5 minutes. In 3 weeks, you're up to 20 minutes already. Do that again and do that again. And then before you know it, you'll be able to run an hour straight without stopping after about 2 months. It's the slow accumulation, it's the slow build up over time that allows you to start to see yourself as that particular individual. Now, the 100-day challenge isn't just something that you do for 100 days and then you stop doing afterward. No, the 100-day challenge is set in place so that you can develop the mindset and the psychology of the person who actually acts that way. It's inculcating like that behavior into your personality, into your identity, so that after the 100 days, it's natural. It's a part of you. You don't even have to think about it anymore. I like to use the analogy of it's kind of like riding your bike up a hill. When you're first taking on a new habit, it's like riding a bike up a hill. It's hard, it's arduous. When you're going up a steep hill, that's difficult to do. That's strenuous for anybody. You know what I mean? And so it's going to be really tough at the beginning, but then when you get to the top of the hill, aka the 100 days, you reach that threshold point. You reach the point where it's no longer a struggle. It's kind of becomes something that you're accustomed to. You're used to it. It's become a part of your routine and a part of your identity. And once you reach that threshold point at the top of your hill, it actually feels weird if you don't do it. And then guess what happens when you go over the threshold? You go downhill. It's easy. You can kick your feet up. You can relax. You can chill because it's smooth sailing from there on in. And that's the metaphor that is applicable when it comes to incorporating new habits into your life, because in the beginning it's an uphill battle. It's tough, it's arduous, and you're gonna have a difficult time to do it. But once you reach that threshold, you're smooth sailing, you're good to go. It's become a part of who you are. You don't even have to think about it anymore. And so that's the point you want to get to, and that's the point of having the 100-day challenge, so that you can reach that threshold point and reach the point where it has become a part of the way that you just live your life. So give it a try. Whatever behavior that you need to adopt, whatever discipline or habit that you need to take on, give yourself the 100-day challenge where you're going to practice it every single day for 100 consecutive days. If you have difficulty trying to figure out what disciplines you want to incorporate into your life, or even how to incorporate said disciplines into your life, I have a free gift that I'd like to share with you. I released an ebook called 20 Disciplines for a Happy and Healthy Life. And in it, I'm going to give you 20 habits that are going to have an incredible impact on your happiness, your confidence, your health, and just the overall quality of your day-to-day experience, all right? These are habits that I personally practiced, at least most of them are now. There are some that I've replaced with others, but most of these habits are things that I practice, and all of these habits are things that I have done or will continue to do in my life that have made a tremendous difference in my level of confidence and how I present myself to the world. You can get this book absolutely free by clicking clicking the link in the description. But that's all I have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Stay motivated and disciplined.